I want everybody to give a big round of applause for Peter Coffey!
Hey. Thank you all for coming out. A lot of you are here. My parents are here. That's cool. My drug dealer's here. Sitting about 10 feet away from my parents. This is awkward. I have a few jokes about my parents I'm going to tell, so I'm probably going to be the first 22-year-old college student to get grounded. But I'm used to getting in trouble for telling jokes. I used to get in trouble for telling jokes when I was a kid. I used to tell a lot of diarrhea jokes. My parents would always yell at me and say, "Peter, don't tell diarrhea jokes." So I stopped telling diarrhea jokes. Because apparently adults don't find diarrhea jokes funny. But yeah, growing up was, my parents did yell at me a lot. One of the things they yelled at me for, like, the most was I picked my nose a lot. It was a problem. And whenever they caught me picking my nose, they'd be like, "Peter, cut that out. What are you doing? Digging for gold up there?" Which is stupid, because if you're trying to get your kid to stop picking his nose, don't introduce the possibility of gold being up there. Because that is counterproductive. I never found any gold, only blood and shame. Another problem I had growing up is I couldn't spell. I'm a terrible speller. I once wrote a girl I had a crush on, I wrote her a note, and at the end of the note I just said, "Claire, I think you're so sweat." Me and Claire never had a future together. She didn't accept my note. I'm still a terrible speller, by the way. I mean, I'm dyslexic. Is the reason I'm a terrible speller. And like, for example, like most people will delete their internet search history because they don't want people to know what kind of porn they watch. I delete my internet search history because I don't want people to know how frequently I Google the spelling of the word definitely. 1F? Are you kidding me? I don't know. But yeah, but deleting your search history is important when looking at porn. I found that out the hard way. As a child, I was about 12, and I left my Google search in the Google search bar, and my mom saw it, and it was just like in the Google search bar, it said like ass, boobs, vagina, titties. It was all one word, all misspelled. My mom knew it was me. She's like, "Peter, you can't be doing that. That's a sin, Peter. I'm gonna have to take you to confession." So my mom was really Catholic, and that's what she did. She took me to confession. She made me confess these sins. And looking back, this was a terrible parenting move on her part, because essentially she put me in a small room with a Catholic priest and made me say, "I'm a horny little boy. What do I have to do for Jesus to forgive me?" Get on your knees. Yeah, the priest actually did lecture me a little bit, and he talked to me for like 20 minutes. He started talking about like contraception, like I'm 12 and I'm just listening to him, and he's just like, "When you finally have sex with the woman you marry, you can't use a condom. And because using a condom is like shaking someone's hand and then wearing a glove. It's impolite." I was like, I don't know. I think if someone were to shake my hand and that would result in them ejaculating all over me, I think I would like them to wear a glove. Of course, I didn't say that to the priest. I was terrified. But I remember being young, looking at porn for the first time. One of the things we used to do is we used to watch them in groups. We used to, you get a few friends together for a sleepover. Let me tell you a story. Jeff's house, summer before the 8th grade. It's about 1 a.m. Jeff's parents been asleep for over an hour. We all give each other a little look. We know what time it is. We tiptoe over to the computer. My friend Kyle announces that he is taking the captain's seat behind the computer. We all trust him. He has an older brother. Kyle opens up Google, types in boobs, naked. Genius. He hits enter. Nothing. Oh, Kyle, come on, man. You didn't turn off safe search. What the hell's the matter with you? I thought you knew what you were doing. Kyle admits his mistake. Turns safe search off. Hits enter. Boom. Titties. And Kyle starts clicking away. He's clicking on every picture, every video, and he's going nuts. There are thousands of tabs open, thousands of windows, and 10 minutes later, we're all huddled around the computer, and we're starting to shake, and we don't know why. We're just shaking. We're just shaking. Kyle's keeping clicking away. The sound's coming through the speakers, but there's so many videos playing, it doesn't make any sense. It's just like, oh, yeah, and then we don't know what's going on. We don't care. Kyle's clicking away. He's clicking on everything. We all notice Jeff's been gone for like 10 minutes. We don't know where he's been. He's in the bathroom. What's he doing in there? I don't know. 5 minutes later, we hear footsteps coming down the stairs. We all start freaking out. Kyle's freaking out the most because he's on the computer. He's trying to exit out all the screens at the same time, but he can't because there's too many at the same time. But I don't feel bad for him because that's the job he chose when he sat down on that seat. My friend Chris tries to pretend to be asleep, but that doesn't work. He's standing up. Friend Zach runs in the kitchen because he can't take the heat. Steve, the smart one, runs in the living room, turns on the TV, and lays out on the couch. I try to follow him, but it's too late. The footsteps have reached the bottom of the stairs. It's Jeff's dad. We make eye contact. I'm still shaking. Jeff's dad looks at me. Peter, why are you shaking? I don't know, cold? It's July. I don't know, I'm a kid. What's Chris doing? Oh, he's asleep. Where's Jeff? And I knew how to tell him, I'm no snitch. But rule number 1, looking at porn, is you never leave the group. And he left the group. So he pointed nervously to the bathroom. He's in the bathroom. Jeff's dad walks over to the bathroom. Knocks on the door. Hey, Jeff, are you in there? Jeff answers nervously. Yeah, I'm in here. What are you doing? Nothing. Nothing. Oh. Well, when you get done doing nothing, make sure you wash your hands. And he went back upstairs. It's a close call. Just an added note to that story. We did that a few times at Jeff's house, and at the end of the summer, Jeff's parents had to get a new computer because there were so many fucking viruses on that thing. Like by the end, like there was a game called like Solid Dicks. It was like solitaire, except the cards were dicks. Whatever. Growing up, for me, it was a little awkward because my mom wasn't really ready for the male, like, puberty thing. Like, especially like when it came to jerking off. Because, like, my mom was one of 8 girls. She has 7 sisters. I know. That's 9 women living in the same house if you count her mother. 9 women. How my grandfather died of old age and not a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head is amazing. But yeah, my mom didn't really, the first time she caught me the porn or whatever, she thought that was it. She thought that's all that happened. And she didn't know about jerking off, so. And I would do my business in the bathroom because we had a no door locking policy, which is stupid when you have teenage children. So whenever I was in the bathroom, like, doing my business, my mom would knock on the door. Just, Peter, you in there? Peter's like, what are you doing in there? You okay? Do you need me to come in there? You've been there for 20 minutes the second time today. Do you need me to come in there? No, Mom, don't come in. I'm about to come. I come out. Mother, come out. Same thing would happen with my dad. My dad would knock on the door and be like, Peter, you in there? Yeah. What are you doing? Nothing. Alright, well when you get done doing nothing, make sure you wash your hands. And don't use the nice hand towels this time. But I didn't always go to the bathroom. Sometimes I would sneak downstairs with the computer, like when my mom went to the grocery store. But the thing about this was, I didn't know how long my mom would be gone. So I got really good at being really quick. Like I got it down to 3 minutes, and that's prep time, finding the video, and cleanup time, and getting back in my room to take a nap. Like 3 minutes. And I was good, and I was quick. Unfortunately, this isn't translated too well into my adult sex life. Yeah, but I want to talk about my mom, because she's here. My mom is really specific. Let me give you an example. She called me a few weeks ago, and she called me, she said, "Hey Peter, it's your mother." I'm like, "Yeah Mom, I know it's you, it says it on my phone." Okay. Well, your father and I this weekend, we painted the shed. You know the shed, right? It's in the backyard. We put the lawnmower in it. You know the shed. "Yeah Mom, I know what shed you're talking about, because we only have one fucking shed." Can these lights be brighter? Because I can see my mom right now. This is just... Is there any... This is the first time I've been able to see the crowd, and of course my parents are here. Another story about my mom. This is a true story. About 2 years ago, I got a call from my mom. She said, "Hey Peter, it's your mother." I was like, "Yeah Mom, I know it's you, it says on my phone." She was like, "Well, we're gonna have to redo the bathroom behind the garage." Just to give you a little reference, at the end of my garage, there's a bathroom behind the wall. Okay, so there you go. And I was like, why'd you have to redo the bathroom? Because that bathroom is awesome. Let me tell you, we had this wallpaper on the bathroom that was hysterical. It said all these funny things. Like one of the things it said, like this was in my bathroom before I was born. It said things like, "Call it incest, but I want my mommy." Like shit like that was on the wall. It was hysterical. And so like I was really upset that we had to redo the bathroom. So it was like, what? Why did we have to redo the bathroom, Mom? And she was like, "Well, your father put the garbage can in the wrong spot." It's like, what does that have to do with needing to redo the bathroom? "Well, it confused me and I drove through the wall." What? You drove through the wall? No, it wasn't my fault. It's your father's fault. You put the garbage can in the wrong spot. Was he even home at the time? No, he was at work. That's a true story. Word got around my neighborhood about that, and last winter, my mom we redid the whole upstairs, like including the bathrooms. And when a neighbor found out, like my mom was redoing the bathrooms upstairs, his initial reaction was like, "How the hell did you get the car up there?" Alright, let's stop talking about mom. I have an irrational fear that I would go to the bathroom to pee, and I'm gonna leave my dick hanging out, and I'm gonna walk out, and someone's gonna be like, "Peter, your dick's hanging out, man," and I'll be like, "Oh no, this is what I've always feared." And I think that fear has to do with the fact I tend to forget the little things in life. That's just a joke, by the way. over. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of luck with the ladies. That's why I jerked off all the time. And one of the reasons was because I ran track, and people aren't impressed when you run track. No one's like impressed with your skill. I was pretty good at it, but no one really cared. Like with other sports, when you're good, people care. Like you could be like, oh, today at basketball practice, I dunked a basketball. And people would be like, wow, dude, you dunked a basketball, that's crazy. And another guy would be like, oh, today at football practice, I bench pressed 300 pounds. And be like, wow, that's cool. But for me, I'd be like, hey guys, I ran 13 miles today. And they'd be like, what? Why? Was it for charity? No, it's just what I do for fun. I run. It's like, okay, Peter, well, we're gonna go get laid, have fun running in circles. So that's what I did. I ran in circles while my friends were getting laid. I was actually really good at running, but I'm not anymore. I'm actually really out of shape. Like at one point in my life, I could run 2 miles in 9 minutes and 23 seconds. I know. Today, that's how long it took me to put on 2 pairs of socks. So I need to get back in shape. But yeah, I didn't have luck with the ladies, and I got my first girlfriend in college, and it came a little bit of a learning curve, especially since she was Jewish. And that's not a joke, she's actually Jewish. And it came with a bit of learning curve. Like here's an example. Like if it's your Jewish girlfriend's Jewish dad's birthday, don't get him the box set of Lethal Weapon on DVD. Mel Gibson is the star of all of those movies. And don't try to redeem yourself by saying, I got it on sale. Another thing I learned from having a girlfriend was that the excuse, I swear this has never happened to me before, only works once. Before she realizes this happens before. What I'm trying to say is I have a little problem with premature ejaculation. Get over it. It's due to my talent I figured out when I was 12. But you know, when I had a girlfriend, I wanted to make it better. Like, I've never been on the receiving end of premature ejaculation, but I'm sure it's something like when you go to sit down on an automatic toilet and it just flushes before you get started. And it's like, oh! Guess we're done here. Don't worry, I came too. So yeah, I googled like ways to make it better, like ways to last longer. One of the ways I read was to think about other things, and one of the main things they mentioned is baseball. They tell you to think about baseball, and I guess baseball is like the least arousing sport, and that's what I did, and it worked. It worked, but see, the thing is, I have ADD, so sometimes my mind wanders. So like one time I was doing sex, and not to her, not to you. This is well, I moved to this chair with no one there to make it less awkward for you. Okay, and so I was feeling a little soon, and I was like, uh-oh, this is not good. So I started thinking about baseball. It's like baseball, 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 baseball. And then the ADD kicked in. It's like baseball, 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 Barry Bonds, Jackie Robinson, segregation in America, Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Martin Luther King, racism in America, racism in America, Donald Sterling! I had always feared I would say someone's name during thrusts of passion. I never thought that name would be a very old, very racist man. There's no way to come back from that. It was difficult. But yeah, the Donald. That was in the news this summer. Donald Sterling. That was a pretty crazy news story. Other things in the news. What else happened this summer? The Ice Bucket Challenge. Yeah, everyone do the Ice Bucket. Yeah, Ice Bucket Challenge. What I found funny about the Ice Bucket Challenge was anyone who did the Ice Bucket Challenge was basically saying, "Yeah, no, I'm not gonna donate." Also, people with ALS, look at all the things I can do with my arms. Well, people did. Yeah, I think we probably should have been dumping buckets of ice on our head for Coney 2012. We probably would have found him by now. We haven't found him yet. Just giving you a little FYI. What else happened? The World Cup. The World Cup was recent when I wrote this joke. The day after the World Cup, I read an article in the Washington Post. And it was titled, "World Cup, Slam Dunk." I can just see the copywriter just the night before, like, what's something good that happens in soccer? Fuck it, we're going with basketball. We're going with basketball. Another thing I went to a strip club for the first time. Yeah. Actually, it was my second time, but I don't count my first time. My first time I was 18 and in Puerto Rico, and I was with my brother, and we met some people at like a bar, and we were like, let's go to a strip club. And we went to a strip club, and we... Remember how we went to the Bacardi factory and me and DJ were gagging the whole time? That's why. We were hungover. So what happened was basically, we were really drunk at the hotel bar, and we all decided to go to a strip club, and we got in the cab, and then we realized we didn't know where any strip clubs were, so we asked the Puerto Rican cab driver to take us to his favorite strip club. And a Puerto Rican cab driver took us to his favorite strip club. And it was terrifying. Girls were walking up to me trying to let them give me lap dances, and I didn't have any money, but I also couldn't tell them because I didn't speak any Spanish, and they didn't speak any English, because speaking English isn't like a requirement of strippers that work at a strip club that Puerto Rican cab drivers frequent. So it was a terrifying experience, and so I don't count it. But I went to a strip club this summer, and it was fun. I would realize, I think at like an amusement park there should be like a theme ride for a strip club, like a strip club theme ride. Because it wouldn't be that different from a strip club. You know, they go through the whole thing, like keep your hands inside the vehicle the whole time. You know, you get in the machine, they put a bar down to cover your boner. You hope you sit next to your friend. And you might end up sitting next to someone you don't know, and it's awkward. And if you're sitting alone, you look like a weirdo. And then you can go through the ride and whatever, and there could be like those photos they take of you when you're on a ride. You know how like on a roller coaster they take it when you drop down a steep incline and they flash a picture. Except in this ride it'd be like when the stripper's panties drop and you're just like. You'll see the pictures flashing across the screen. You'll be like, please, Dad, can I get one? Only if you don't tell your mother we were here. Call it something like eruption. Coming soon. So yeah, that was my summer. Two big things happened to me at the end of the summer when the school year started. I started smoking a lot of pot. Woo! And my girlfriend and I broke up. I don't know if one caused the other. Yeah, my girlfriend and I got in a big argument once, and during the argument, she said to me, "Peter, you ruin everything."
Oh.
I was like, wow, that's a lot of things. In fact, that is all the things. It's like, wow, this is heavy. I have to leave. I walked out of the room. I needed to catch compose myself. And my roommates were in the living room. They were smoking weed. And they were like, "Peter, do you want to smoke weed?" And I was like, "Yeah." And like, here's the thing. I'm not good at smoking weed. Like, I am really, really bad. Like, let me give you an example. I'll give you an example about how, I was smoking weed with some friends and I started coughing a lot. And my friend was like, "Yo, dude, do you want me to get you some water?" And I thought about it for a moment and I was like, "Dude, that would be amazing." And he looked at me, he's like, "Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, "You asked me if I wanted water." And he was like, "Yeah, 20 minutes ago." Another story. I was smoking weed with some people and I realized I had to take a shit. And I didn't want to tell them I had to take a shit because I thought they were going to make fun of me or something. So I was like, "I'll be right back." And I got up and I walked across the hall to my apartment and went and started taking a shit. And I was on my phone, and after a while I realized, holy shit, I've been here for so long, they're going to know that I was taking a shit. And they're going to make fun of me. I had to cover my tracks. So I stopped taking a shit, I get up and I was like, what am I going to do, what am I going to do? Oh, I just tell them I took a shower. It's easy. So I start washing my hands, I look in the mirror, I'm like, wait a second, I'm not wet. They're gonna know I wasn't taking a shower. I was like, aha, I'll just actually take a shower. So I hopped into the shower. When I'm in the shower, I'm just like, I should probably text them to let them know that I'm taking a shower. So I pulled my phone out of my pocket. That's when I realized, in order to avoid my friends making fun of me for taking a shit, I had hopped into the shower with my clothes on. So I felt embarrassed and I went back and I got changed and I went back over to the apartment. Turns out I'd only been gone for 5 minutes. Yeah, a lot of shit happened in that 5 minutes. So, moral of the story, I'm not good at smoking pot, and I just smoked pot in the middle of an argument with my girlfriend. And I walk into the room, giggling, and they say laughter is contagious. And if this is true, then angry girlfriends have been vaccinated. She was not laughing. And, we ended up breaking up. And it was tough. I went through the whole, I'm sad thing. I watched a lot of TV. Some of the things I watched, has anyone here seen, I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant? I watched a lot of that. Yeah. The title of the show gives away the ending for every single episode. It's like, what happened in that episode? Oh, she didn't know she was pregnant. It was crazy. But basically, let me give you the plot of that show. Basically, what happens is there's this fat woman, and she goes to take a shit, and a baby comes out. That's what happens every single episode. I think it would be funny if there was like a comedy version of that show called I Thought I Was Pregnant. Basically, it's just like fat girls going to get an ultrasound. The doctor's giving an ultrasound, and the woman's like, "What's it gonna be, doc?" The doctor's looking at the screen, just like, "Diabetes." Yeah, you see that? That's not a fetus, that's a Snickers bar. And all that white stuff, that's ranch dressing. Is this how you give an ultrasound? I don't know. I've never given one before. I'm not certified. Is this how you do it? I don't know.
I think you're making the other helper.
What? I'm making a hamburger helper? Alright. Well, this is how I give ultrasounds. I watched a lot of World War II documentaries. and a ton, because I was watching the History Channel all the time, and I think, you know, while they're good, while they have a lot of information, I really, really, really hate the people who make World War II documentaries. Because basically they take these sweet old men and they ask them to describe the worst day of their life. And then on top of that, sometimes they take them back to the battlefield and they're like, does this look familiar? They just undid 60 years worth of therapy in a second. And then sometimes the guys like, I need a moment to myself, and they're always like, oh, this is so touching. It's not touching, it's terrifying for them. What do you mean you wouldn't do that? Like, say someone lost their family in a car accident. Some guy. You wouldn't go up to him and be like, hey Steve, I know you lost your family in a car accident. I was hoping you could talk about it on camera for entertainment purposes. Actually, you're gonna love this. We're gonna take you back to the scene of the accident.
Oh, God.
And this is great, you're gonna love this. We also have the car the accident happened in. Wow. Yeah, I know, that's what making World War II documentaries are like. Joke was funny in my head. Chris Monga wrote that last joke. But yeah, after my downer period, actually, hold on. While I was watching TV the other day, Hardee's had like a commercial saying like, all our biscuits are handmade by our employees. Like as like that's a good thing. I've been to Hardee's and I've seen the people that work at Hardee's, and I do not want to eat handmade biscuits made by them. That happened earlier, so that. But yeah. But I decided, you know, after a while, I need to get back on course. You know, I need to get back out there. And so that's what I did. I started going out with my friends a little bit more. You know, trying to meet girls. And I was really nervous this one night, and my friend he was like, there's a girl over there, she's really drunk, just talk to her, Peter. And he pushed me over, and I started talking to this girl. This girl was hammered. I mean, this girl was so drunk, she was dropping things she wasn't even holding. Like, I'd be talking to her, and boom, her phone falls on the ground. Like, boom, her purse falls on the ground. Boom, her drink falls on the ground. I'm just like, holy shit. And finally I get a conversation going, but then out of nowhere, a guy swoops in and starts making out with her. I was like, I gotta get out of here. And clearly I was like, that's just her boyfriend or something. And later on that night, I was talking to my friend and his girlfriend, and the same guy came up to my friend's girlfriend and tried to make out with her. So apparently this guy has just been running around the bar trying to make out with everyone. So that means the girl I was talking to was willing to make out with anybody in the bar except for me. Aww. That was my first experience hitting on a girl after I broke up with my girlfriend. It was not fun. She did suck. I do agree. I did meet a girl at Tots. Actually, I met her, I was standing right here, and I was dancing, like that. That's how I dance. She told me later, she like picked me out because she thought it was funny. Whatever, I'll take what I can get. And she ended up saying like, do you want to come back with me? And I was like, yeah. And I don't enjoy walking back from a bar with girls, because it's kind of like walking a dog without a leash. I'm not like saying like if like you were walking home with a girl from a bar, like she should be on a leash. What I'm saying is like you say the same things you would if you were walking a dog without a leash. Things like, no, don't eat that, that's not yours. Or, come on, don't lay down here. You're a block away from the house, come on. More frequently, you say something like, no, don't pee in that person's yard. Yeah, so, you know, I got with her, we touched each other where we pee, it was fun. Good times. And a few days later, I noticed I had jock itch. And I was like, okay, that's normal jock itch. But I was a little worried because I had sex with like a stranger earlier. So I Googled symptoms of jock itch with added at the end, after sex. You never want to do that. Any symptoms, so you can Google anything if you add after sex, it's the worst possible outcome. You can Google sore calf after sex, AIDS, sore face after sex, AIDS, red ears after sex, super AIDS. So I was worried, I was super worried, and I ended up going to the doctor just to get it checked out. And during the doctor's like routine, you know, I want to make sure I didn't have any STDs. But he went through like the normal checkout routine before he tested me, and he was like, okay, do you test yourself for testicular cancer? And I was like, yeah, I do. Okay. But he was like, okay, that's nice. But I'm gonna go through everything you should do when you test yourself for testicular cancer. And he went through everything. And at one point he was like, you know, you can check yourself in the shower, you can check yourself in the bath. You could even get a future sexual partner to do it for you. I was like, wait a minute. Did you just encourage me to go out and hook up with more girls while I'm in your office getting tested for STDs? That's like going to a doctor to get tested for STDs and them encouraging you to have sex with more people, because that's like the worst thing they could do. But he tested me and I was clean, it was all good. But I was still nervous afterwards, so I didn't go out, I didn't want to get with any girls, so I resorted back to like porn. And so the thing is, when I watch porn, I watch a lot at the same time. I like to watch like multiple screen, like multiple windows and everything. And I have an old computer, and sometimes it freezes. And these porn sites these days have like a share on Facebook option. And like, I don't know why they have that. Why would they have that? Like, I've never been watching porn and be like, you know who needs to see this? Grandma. Because you know she's gonna see it. She only has 10 friends. It's gonna be on newsfeed for like a week. But yeah, so I was clicking away, and I was clicking, and my computer froze, and I clicked, and it accidentally clicked the share on Facebook option. And I didn't notice right away. And I don't know which part was worse. That all my friends now know I'm into Asian MILFs with fake tits, or that my dad liked it. I'm just gonna finish with one thing. The reason we're here is because laughter is important, and I believe laughter is important. Screw it. Laughter is important, and I remember a moment in my life when I realized laughing is like an important thing to do. I was a freshman in college, and it was Thanksgiving, and we were at my aunt's house. My grandma was there. My grandma was pretty sick. She was old, and she had dementia. She didn't really know anything, like where she was, and it was a pretty like sad situation. And it was after dinner, and we were playing a game with me and my cousins, and it was a fun game. We were laughing, having a good time. And she asked to come in and watch, and she came in and she watched. And while she's watching, my cousins are trying to explain to each other the rules of the game. And at one point, one of my cousins was like, okay, it's always better to have more of something than less of something. And my other cousin said, no. Would you rather have 10 bags of diarrhea or 0 bags of diarrhea? And before my cousin could get out the second bag of diarrhea, my grandma started dying laughing. And everyone came in the room, and everyone was like, oh, grandma's laughing, this is crazy, because she hadn't laughed in so long. And it was a good moment, because like, you realize like, no matter what the situation is, no matter how much you forget, you can always laugh. And also, no matter how old you get, diarrhea jokes, still funny. Thank you all very much. I want to say one more thing. Since next Friday at TOTS, we're having a little fundraiser. One of my fraternity brothers, he has a rare form of cancer. He's currently getting treatment in South Carolina. Between 5 and 9 next Friday, come by. It's $5 to get in the door. There's going to be a live band. All the proceeds go to his treatment. He's a great guy. He's one of the greatest guys I know. I really hope you guys can come by. Thank you all very much.